Yeah, I just wanted to drop this video on you real quick. Sitting out here enjoying this 80-degree March day. You only can get that down here in Georgia, huh? But I put some posts up earlier this week about autonomous driving trucks. So I kind of wanted to elaborate on that. A lot of people think it's not going to happen, but I'm here to tell you that it's already happening. They're just not promoting it and advertising it as much. They're still in the testing phase, but these testing phases are, you know, hundreds of thousands of miles. You got hundreds, thousands of orders already made by these big corporations, and it's coming. It's coming. So, you can deny it all you want. You can like, oh, it's not safe enough. That's what I hear the most. It's not safe enough. It's not. Oh, it's not going to happen. What you got to realize is that, you're feeding into the media, and the media is here to fool you. While they pretty much put in place what they're putting in place, and once it hits, it's going to hit. It's going to be too late. You can't argue it. It's done. It's over. It's going to be here. That's going to be the new wave of trucking. Now, is it going to take over the entire trucking industry? No, I'm not saying that, but it will make a big dent into the trucking industry. So you just got to take heed to what's going on, and I'm gonna break it down. I'll break it down for you on how it's going to affect the trucking industry. You figure, for the most part, just logically thinking about it, if you really logically think about it, you'll see that it's going to happen because, from terminal to terminal, it's going to be the first routes. That's the easiest thing that they could do. You take a company like UPS, FedEx, any of these major companies that have hubs in every state, multiple hubs in every state. This truck can drive from point A to point B and point B to point A easily. Right now it can be done. Pull in the yard, pull on the grid, drop the trailer, and then you got your yard jockey that's going to put it in a designated door. That's a simple operation that can be done right now. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, well, how's that going to affect me? Okay, well, when you're owner operator or you're a small fleet and you're looking at the mass number of loads, in this region, right? And then you got these autonomous driving trucks that come in and take 25% of those or 30% of those loads because they're doing a terminal to terminal. Some of the same stuff that you do. Some of the stuff from Amazon. All you guys doing Amazon, they're already buying their own trucks, for the semis. So, you got to think about that. And then when they start buying these autonomous trucks, because Amazon going to get in the mix. They already got orders. And they have fulfillment centers everywhere. In every state, multiple ones. And how easy it for a yard jockey to put a trailer out on a designated spot for autonomous driving truck to come hook up to it, and they get scanned out of the gate and drive it to the next fulfillment center. Yard jockeys get paid by the hour, so any trailers that's in that yard, they're gonna move them. So, don't be naive, don't take it for granted, because it's coming. And for those of you who think it's not safe, it's this, it's that, it's going to cause more accidents. Trucks can't get drunk. Trucks don't get sleepy. Trucks don't use drugs. Trucks are not human, so there's not going to be any human error there. You have more accidents that come from human error than it does anything else. Trucks can't talk and text on the phone. It's one of the #1 cases right there. So for all you guys that are sitting out here saying that's not going to happen because it's not safe, well, take those things that I just said, to you in consideration, because when you factor all that in, to me, the autonomous driving truck is safe, because yeah, it can have a malfunction or something like that, But how many times is that going to happen opposed to how many people are going to text and drive and get an accident in a day? You know, the ratio is going to be way more lopsided, and you know, in the defense of the autonomous driving truck. So, you know, you got to consider that before you start arguing real quick without thinking about it, that it's going to be, oh, it's not going to be safe enough, it's not going to happen. They already got these trucks on the road. They're just not promoting them like that to you. I'm telling you. You know, don't fall asleep on it, because 5 years from now you're gonna wake up and load board gonna look like crap, and rates gonna be dropping, and everything's gonna be shifting, because you're gonna see all these trucks and these autonomous driving trucks, and all these loads are not being put out there. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier, how it's gonna shift the industry. Just think common sense. You know, if they can, everything is about a bottom line. So if these big companies could cut you out, cut the third-party carriers and the brokers out of the deal, and buy these trucks and transport their own freight without having to pay a driver, without having to pay health insurance and benefits and all those other things, it saves them so much money. You know, and then being they're electric too, they saving on fuel. Like, you think it's not going to happen? You bugging. Like, it's coming. So just be mindful that it's coming. Get yourself prepared, either able to buy them or find another division of trucking that you could do. Something, you just got to figure it out, because, you know, especially for the young and the new breeds that are coming in now, because a lot of us older drivers, we're going to be on our way out the door anyway. You know, I got about 5 more years in me, and then I'm done. You know, if that. So you got to really consider the time frame within the next 10 years. It's going to be a major impact. You know, you look at how when the iPhone first came out, and it wasn't, you know, you can remember when the iPhone first came out, and look how technology has changed from that time to now. You know what I'm saying? So, just, you know, you got to really think about stuff. Just stop, clear your mind, and think logically about what's going on out here and how technology moves at a fast pace. And if you think those trucks are not going to be hitting these facilities, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong. You know, but I'm gonna give it to you. You know, I'm gonna break it down again. The shippers are gonna start using these autonomous trucks to drive their loads, deliver their loads. All right. So that's less work for the brokers to put on the board, which in turn means less work on the board for you to pick from as small fleet owners and owner operators. When there's less work on the board, it becomes a dogfight. And when it's a dogfight, the brokers take advantage of that and they drop the rates. Anybody in trucking, you know, that's been around for a while, you can relate to what I just said. That's exactly how it happens. You can do one load 1 week for $1,500, and then the next week, because of the volume is down, you know, or up, the price could be different. So when it's down, you already know what it is. You know, you got a lot of guys on here raving and posting these loads, but just a year ago they was marching down in DC and truckers was parking because they was only offering 90 cents a mile. You know, and that's another thing. Be mindful of what your future holds in the immediate future. Next year, after this pandemic prices are over with, things go back to normal. All you guys, you know, scaling your trucks and getting more trucks and doing all these things like that. And the guys that's coming, the guys and girls that's coming into the game, you know, that's coming into the game, watching some of this stuff, seeing some of these prices, just know that it's not normal. It's not normal times. These prices are, yeah, it's good right now. Hey, get it. Get it. If you're already in it, by all means, get it. But just know next year or the year after, that freight is not going to be paying like that. So it never was before. You know, it's not going to be paying like that. You got select few that have a good reputation, have a good rapport, have good connections. But for the everyday trucker, them rates, them $4 and $5 rates that you see them being posted, that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So just you know, keep that in mind. And another thing that I wanted to touch on real quick was there was another post that I put them. I put them both up. It was about the laws being changed so 18-year-olds can drive trucks. They lowered it from 21 to the age 18, and it's like, you know, and that's gonna that'll definitely help the driver shortage. I don't think it's gonna completely fix the problem, because after it happens, then it's gonna be more problems. So I'm just saying, man, they have an 18-year-old driving an 80,000-pound truck down the highway. I wouldn't want my family around them. They barely know how to drive a car. And anybody who thinks this is a good idea is a goddamn fool. Period. 21 to me is not even old enough. You don't have enough driving experience. You got guys, especially, it's not no knock, but this is the way how society has shaped and molded our young men and women. You know, and I ain't gonna say the women, because most of the women can do a lot of stuff that the guys can't do today. You got half of these jokers can't even change their own oil in their car. You know, and it's just taking the masculinity away from, you know, from the man. And, you know, you probably like, what does that have to do with trucking? But it's like, man, you got to be able to turn a wrench on that truck. You got to know what's going on that truck. You know, just being in the know of a vehicle, period. You know, you hear something wrong, you know, and knowing that that's not a good sound. I need to pull this truck over, or, you know, anything like that. It's kind of hard to explain, but all you guys that can relate, you know what I'm talking about. And to have an 18-year-old who just got their license that don't know any of this. They was just taught how to drive a car a year ago in some states, maybe 2 years if you're in the South. You know, they just learned how to drive a 4-wheeler, and then less than 2 years, you're trying to put them into an 18-wheeler and give them all of these, you know, that is, oh my goodness, that's about as bad as the ELD. There's going to be so many accidents and so many deaths, you know, but that's a whole nother topic I can get into. But I just kind of wanted to drop this on you so y'all can understand those 2 posts I put up earlier, because I just kind of put them up real quick when I seen it, and I hope it shed some light on you, because trucking industry is definitely, everything changes, obviously. You know what I mean? You got to change with the times. So, you know, you got to consider that flatbed, that car hauling, heavy haul, you know, specialized freight for your future. Because that dry freight and that refrigerated, anything that's in them boxes, it's a question mark there, a big one. So, you know, gonna catch you. I'm gonna take me a little break, drink this good old juice, old school, man. We get some Kool-Aid in the jar, you know. Catch y'all on this Truck Talk Sundays. Go take me a little break, and we gonna go live every Sunday at 5 o'clock. So Q&A. If you ain't know about it, now you know. See you in the building.